What's good, everyone? Welcome to another reading. This is actually going to be a love reading. I feel like possibly a direction where this relationship is going. And as always, this is by no means necessary focus just on people in a relationship. It's for singles too, and it could be outlining a future relationship. It's for people who are dating, and it's for people who are in a relationship. So don't throw the reading out if you're single. It's kind of just a general vibe, and just let it resonate as it will. So as always, pole number 1, pole number 2, and pole number 3. Excuse me. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. Okay, so pole number 1's abstract vibes today. That was my belly. I'm not sure if that picked up. I'm not sure if that picked up on the audio. My belly just rumbled. Gosh, I hate these readings. Sometimes, I should say. Yeah, I need to check for some of these readings because the energy is like tough sometimes. This is like definitely another like argument type reading. And I feel like I've seen this character before, like the feminine. It's related to that energy of like shame. There's a feminine out there who's like dealing with shame for something. Maybe like ashamed of herself or himself even. But the head is down. It's not the first time I've seen this character. I don't even feel like the argument is important here. Let's kind of just, I'll try and summarize this so it's not half an hour long. These characters love each other. They're walking away from each other, which is a red light. But, sorry, spitting everywhere. They feel, to me, they feel like they're in love. Sorry, to me, it feels like this couple is in love. But there is a red light here, which is they're walking away. So I'd probably say that this could even be like a break up, not just an argument, a breakup. Now, I feel like for the feminine energy, which is this one here, like I said, that energy's come up before and it's to do with like shame. And I'd say pole number 1's, if you're the feminine watching this and you feel some form of shame, I feel like this is actually, and don't shoot the messenger here, I feel like this shame is to do with like something in yourself that is getting mirrored in the relationship. So I don't know if like your dad or your mum made you feel shame as a child or something like that, but you're putting yourself into situations where um, you're recreating shame in the relationship. I'm not sure if I've ever had this situation, like romantically, to be able to help you out a little bit more. I think that kind of does sum it up, though. It's something to do in you, and you maybe haven't realised yet that that's why this keeps happening. There's something like some form of shame. Yeah, I don't think I can even give you something personal um, to help you on how I've overcome something or how my past person has. Definitely there's been things that are wrong in my past relationships, don't get me wrong, pile number ones, but I can't really think of shame. It kind of reminds me of like a little bit of the energy of, not getting good grades at school type energy. Like you might have some wounds around that kind of thing. Like when you bring back something to your parents and they're just not really impressed by it. And if you're maybe listening to this and going, that's not me, I think that's a reason to be grateful for, that maybe that you don't have a wound there. So if you're the masculine maybe watching this, which would be like my situation, it would, when I was thinking about that, I was like, there's many fucked up things about my upbringing, but I guess my parents did their piece there, especially my mum. So yeah, I think for the feminines watching this, hopefully I've kind of at least been able to point you in the right direction. I'm trying to get better at being sensitive towards these things, because I know that people hear certain things and they just get triggered the fuck out of it. And sometimes my delivery isn't always like where I want it to be. And just know, as a reader here on YouTube, I am trying my best. I am rough around the edges. I've been told many times that I'm rough around the edges. I never knew what that meant. But I am starting to understand it now. That, I can be a bit sharp and a bit direct. When I do come on here and try and provide people with some help and direction and clarity, I promise you it does come from a good place, a kind place. I'd say a pure place as well. Not 100% purity, but like I do pride myself with having a pure, kind energy. I've seen enough of the opposite in my life to know that I've got that at least. I may not be 10 out of 10 on looks. I may not have the funniest jokes. I may not be the best dressed or the best dancer in the room. But you know what? I have a pure, kind soul, a pure, kind heart. So whatever garbage, or not even garbage, but I should say pottiness or horrible swear words or horrible communication methods comes out of my mouth, just know that it does come from a good place, part number ones. So, like I said, feminines, I hope I put you on the right path there. Kind of just do a little bit of digging in terms of, like, damn, who made me feel shame? I do feel like it's a little bit like a father, maybe. I hope it's not, but you know, that's the vibe coming through. Maybe a father, yeah, just making you feel like not good enough. And th- I don't, yeah, it's a tricky one to relate to, but yeah, there could even be like, um, I'll tell you how I can relate to this a little bit. Okay, spirits giving it to me right at the end. It's a little bit like, you know, when so I can relate to this, that especially when I was younger, um, sometimes that masculine energy in my family, they can mock you a little bit, like joking with you, and sometimes they do it too harshly. And then I think for a man, it's different because the older he gets, the more you realize that shit, there's worse things than that out there than someone making jokes at you. So you kind of get over it. But I can imagine if, you know, on top of being sensitive, um, that can be a tough one for some people. You know, maybe the shame is, yeah, it comes from a little bit that place. That's what spirit's given me anyway. So there might have been like a little bit of like mockery, like maybe people treating you like not so seriously. Yeah, just do a little bit of work there, pile number ones. Um, I'm not sure what the right advice for you would be as well because I don't know what, you know, like where you're coming from. Um, for me, how I overcome that was, um, maybe you could even say sadly, it was just from just, I guess the kids would nowadays call it receipts. You know, when you actually do shit successfully for a long enough time, when someone is trying to make you the joke in the room, everyone in the room knows that you're more solid than the joker. So they might still be last, but they're a little bit awkward. You know, like if someone in the room is saying, "Ah, um, your hair looks dumb," and then the person saying it has got like no hair, or like a hairline that touches the back of their neck. You know, it's like people might laugh, but it's a little bit more of an awkward laugh, and it's just the same for like whatever. Oh gosh, I hope I ain't triggered someone else now. But you might just relate to that. It might even be that they're trying to tell you, like, for example, I was always the risk taker in my family, and I looked real stupid and real naive and real irresponsible, to be honest, for a long time until I took the chips off the table, until I pulled like until I gathered my chips, um, and the jokes just didn't hit the same at that moment. If that makes sense, part ones. I feel like this has been the domination of feminine advice in this reading, the poor masculine. We ain't talking shit about you. Maybe you might relate to what I'm saying with the feminine. Part number ones. Maybe it's just the feminines who tuned into this one on part number ones. Um, I feel maybe as well, part number ones, if you're the masculine listening to this, maybe show this reading to your feminine, for one. And for two, it's maybe because you're kind of leaving them through this issue of, you might even not even realize this is what the key word is. It's shame. But maybe you're leaving them, so Of course, you're not perfect. There's probably things wrong with you. We can both agree on that, but because there's things wrong with all of us. But it feels maybe like you're leaving them and you've given the reasons for, so there's not really much to talk about you on this because we know what the problem is. So pile number ones, like I said, if you're the masculine watching this might be just one of those readings that you pass on. Say hey bae or hey hubby, however you feel the energy fits, and just pass it on, forward it. Say, check this out. Pick a pile and see if they pick the right pile. Okay, pile number ones, thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the reading, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, pile number twos. I was almost getting French again, isn't it? Or even Spanish. French and Spanish coming through. Just sitting on the energy. I think the feminine's got like cool hair. It's coming through. You're gonna have to ignore that line here. That's just the way it is. It was kind of an abstract reading today. The like key word here was coming through like hug. Warmth. This reminds me of like two people in a place where there's a beautiful view. It's like you're watching the sunset. Or listening to the ocean waves. It also gives me the vibe here. It might not be as romantic as it looks. So I feel like pile number twos, this isn't necessarily breaking apart each person, like the feminine and the masculine here, energies. Because it's kind of just giving me the vibe. It's one of those readings. I say it's maybe not as romantic as this image looks, because it is romantic, but I'm getting a vibe here like the two of you might be quite like casual. Now you might take that as a casual relationship. It's not lovey-dovey, for example. But I was also getting more like casual, as in actually what you're doing and how it actually looks to other people actually looks really romantic. But to you two, you're kind of just chilling. It's like one of you just said, do you want to go for a walk? Went for a walk, and then, like, you just happen to walk and the sun seems to be setting, and then you find this lovely little spot and you're like, oh wow, the sun's setting, and it's like I feel like almost the energy, like you almost could be like smokers. There's something a little bit like blasé about this, uh, where you're just in the moment doing your thing, chatting, but kind of almost this is how you look to other people. So you don't realize it's almost like, I'm not sure if you've ever had a situation where um, this is actually a dramatic version of that, but you might have gone somewhere and made a friend, and you just have such a vibe together that people think you're together, you're in a relationship when you're not. That's the dramatic version of that. So you've got a chemistry that you're just vibing with this person, but other people see it as you're a couple. In your case, I think that you are somewhat of a couple, even if it's a casual couple. But because you're kind of so much in the moment of just rolling with it, being in it, you haven't realized actually, possibly even what it is. And most definitely, you haven't realized how it looks to other people. So just to like kind of give you some confirmations here, just to know that you're on the right pile. For some reason, I just feel like this pile, they almost have like a little bit, and it's funny because the image itself isn't giving it, but they have slightly like a bit of a rock and roller vibe to them. Like I don't give a fuck type energy. That's how you're gonna know it's your pile. Like there's something about this pile which is a little bit like rebellious. And like I said, people might not even get that energy from you, and that's both of you, the masculine and feminine. So I was getting really weird things like coming through, which was um, like going out the house without no. I'll just keep that to myself, maybe. But like just little kind of almost like these naughty habits, which were a little bit like, yeah, whatever, you know. I didn't do X, Y, and Z, whatever. I didn't call that person today, whatever. You know, it's kind of got a little bit of that to it. Could verge on immature, but it's not really. It's almost just a little bit like rock and roll, like whatever. So if that doesn't vibe with you, you probably picked the wrong pal. But if it does, I hope I was able to pass on some valuable knowledge for you, or at least um, shed light on something that you hadn't seen. Pal number two's. Thank you for being here as always. If you enjoyed the reading, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Pile number threes. Just sitting on the energy. That's a bag. This is possibly even some form of like rucksack. Oh, this is cute. Possibly like curly hair. Don't don't think that matters. Okay. So this is the masculine. This is the feminine. We're in camera. Are we in camera? So there was a lot coming through here with actually physical things. So I'm gonna reel these off so you can get some confirmations from them. Pile number threes. This person's wearing a hoodie. They've got a bag, got a rucksack. It's like this person's traveling to see this feminine. But this person, they're kind of all layered up. They've got layers on. They're probably kind of swagged out as well, to be honest. The masculine energy here, quite fashionable. They look kind of something cool about them. They could be musicians. This could be some kind of instrument. I thought it is a bag, but I'm thinking, what kind of bag is that? Like a keyboard, or possibly, I know it doesn't look like a guitar, but maybe a guitar, or some kind of drum machine in there, or something like that. Musicians for the masculines. Now the feminine energy, I don't really know what she does, but the energy that was coming out clearly from the feminine, this feminine is really into this masculine. She is really into him. That's all I can say. She is really into him. She's like excited, like he's coming to visit or whatever. She is excited, and all I'd say, pile number three, is if you the masculine listening to this, I'd say don't fuck this shit up, because when you get a girl who's or whatever gender, when you get someone who's into you this much, like I think that's kind of rare. Like genuinely though, I don't mean like faking it, and I don't mean like uh she's fucking with you because you got money, or because you got so many followers, or her friends think you're cool. Like this girl or this person genuinely is into you, and this feminine energy. That's what I was looking at. I don't know. This masculine maybe doesn't know, or maybe they might just be a little bit shut off that they haven't realized emotionally. But all I can say, if you are blessed enough to tap into this reading and you relate to this person, I'd say, like, and it's not even my place to say, but just from an energetic point of view, like you've got a good one energy. You've got a good one here. And I'm saying that you've got a good one because, like I said, it's quite rare that you come across people with that genuine desire, care. I feel like the energy of this feminine actually really appreciates the craft that what this person does. Yeah, the masculine, I don't know why. He kind of just shit's going way above his head. You might be a young couple. That's the only thing that I can think of, really. Like, when I was younger, I didn't really know how to appreciate that energy especially from a female. It reminds me a little bit of that. You might be young watching this. And I'm not saying that this is the person for the rest of your life. But it's definitely to be kind of cherished. So I feel like this was mainly to do with the masculine's energy in this reading, which is funny because there was another part which was mainly to do with the feminine. So it's kind of balanced itself out. There isn't much to say to the feminine energy in this, only that maybe this situation is really going to resonate with you. Sadly, sometimes how the masculine learns this lesson, and you could argue maybe the feminine learns the lesson in this way too, that you don't know something good till it's gone. And more so, you don't know something good until you have something really bad. Or you don't know you've got something good until you have a whole bunch of average and you realise, oh shit, the way that person actually loved me, that was way rarer than I thought. And like I said, it's easy to fool yourself that same feeling is the same when it comes with terms and conditions. Like, it's not the same feeling when, like, this is the type of feminine that doesn't care how much he's making or how famous he is, or she's just really into him. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, so masculines, again, if you're feeling this girl that you're dating or you're with, try not take it for granted. That's all I can say here. That was the love update. I really something that's really made me happy with this reading is I feel like I was I feel like I hit the target when I said it's a younger couple or a younger relationship. Now, you may be in your 40s, 50s or 60s watching this and still resonating with it. Maybe it's that young spirit or young at heart energy coming through. Or maybe if you're older, you're maybe reflecting on your younger years. But I'm really happy generally with this reading because I know there's some young souls or not even young souls, but some young people out there who have tuned into this video. I can really feel that energy. There's some young people like early 20s energy, even younger than that, who've tuned in, and I've really pinpointed that energy. So I'm just happy that I have got some younger people kind of just tuning into this kind of thing. So yeah, thank you for being here, pal number threes. If you enjoyed the reading, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, the If You Pause Instagram as well. And I'll see you in the next reading. Take care.